It's your boy Mike. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. So we're going to go ahead and update our tier list from last time before Gohan drops. Now, a lot of this stuff was shaken up not only from the divine combo cards, but also the helpers getting like adjusted in a lot of ways. One of the biggest ones being build up going from 20 defense to 30 defense, having it where defense step also went from 50 damage reduction to 75, and then normal attacks going from 25 to 30%. Like, it was insane how like just much of just things overall was changed from this. Like, more people now go build up than Snowball, I feel like, which is pretty crazy to say. On top of of course the balance changes for the other characters as well. We're gonna go ahead and section this video off on roles, by the way. We're going to do best characters, could be best characters with certain divine draws, decent, good, knees buffs, ASAP, and honorary Pookjack tier for how bad he was basically every single season before this, right? And we're going to go ahead and talk about the monster, the man, the myth, the legend, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It is kind of funny because Super Saiyan 3 Goku is, I feel like, was worse on was worse on release than Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And this guy is like the #1 argument for this game being paid to win. Like it's funny to see how a lot of people complained about this game being paid to win before, and then I haven't really heard about it too much now, even though like this guy is like, if you don't run this, it is like he should almost be in a tier of his own with how fucking obnoxious he is. He has a lot of health. He has it where he can shield off basically a lot of the beam attacks, or just every single beam attack. The fucking kick is so dumb and stupid and needs to be nerfed into the ground. Blast jump, I feel like is pretty balanced. I wouldn't say it's good or bad. It's just decent, you know. But everything else is so fucking stupid. You do this on tower, you push everyone off of tower, and then your allies are able to chip damage it. Or you could just do the barrier wall because of how fucking long it is. Like, it's so stupid. This character is dumb. I don't even need to talk about this guy because of how fucking stupid he is. He is too OP. But we can go ahead and go into the next tier, which is just going to be the Khalifa. And it's so funny because it's like Khalifa didn't really change much. Like she got like a small nerf, I would say, but overall I would say that she actually got a buff. Her storm kick cooldown increased by 1 second, and her blaze dive projectile was like nerfed, but then her energy release cooldown went up by 2 seconds, but the duration of it went up by almost 2 times, right? So now, more often than not, while the storm kick is on cooldown, you can now use your energy release to wait until your ability is able to come back. And on top of that, one of the things that we didn't like about Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, which is his wall, is also kind of like how Khalifa is, where it's just like now this move can actually block something like Super Saiyan 3 Goku beam, for example, and just like any other beam attack. So yeah, her survivability has, I would say, gone up, especially because of the divine combo cards also just having more defense. It's still super annoying to kill her, and she just has a lot of health, like what we're talking about. Provoke is still a broken ability. It's not as good as Vegeta. It's still very, very good though. Same thing with Cooler. I would say that he's like kind of in the same position now than he was before. If anything, just like slightly better. I think he got an overall net positive buff, even with some nerfs here and there. Like, his HP was reduced and his armor was reduced, but again, defensive cards got buffed, so that helps a lot with survivability. And then on top of that, all of his immune frames were just increased. So all of his just like immunities to everything went from 0.4 seconds to 0.6. His second ability went from 0.55 to 0.75, and his Death Chaser went from 0.4 to 0.6. So like everywhere across the board got like a 50% buff to the damage immunity, right? Like, again, which is very, very insane. It just means that you're able to use that immunity a lot less like time or precision based, right? You're able to just do it a lot faster. That being said, he did get some nerfs here and there, but overall I would still think that he could be best with the certain divine draws. And Another thing that I kind of forgot to mention too, with the Divine 1 now being swapped with Divine 2, this guy's second skill, the skill 1 boost went to skill 2 boost. He has a good skill 2. I would say Khalifa also did too. I forgot to mention that as well. But both of them don't really they weren't really impacted per se by that. There are other characters that we're going to talk about that were impacted but cooler. His skill 2 is like, none of his abilities are bad, so no matter what skill they would have chosen, it was all still good. So this being like boosted was not that big of a change, right? And next we are going to look at, I think, is it just Zamasu next? We should probably go ahead and pull up the list of heroes and look at it like this, because I think it's a lot. No, it's Vegeta. It's Vegeta. I'm gonna put Vegeta here. Where is he? Because I was trying to like find him earlier and I don't think I was able to. Here he is. He's decent. You could probably put him up to here, but I would say that he's decent. He doesn't have like the BS factor that I like to say with some of these other characters that are in could be best. But the thing is that, like, he's another character who I feel like benefited more than got worse with the skill 2 boost instead of the skill 1 boost, because Photon Bomber, in my opinion, is just better damage wise than Energy Blast, because it draws you in. It just continuously does damage over time, and it's not something you necessarily have to aim more often than not, where it's like Energy Blast Volley, you have to make sure to at least hit a lot of those. But yeah, like overall I would still say that he got like a pretty decent buff again, despite him not being changed in the patch notes. Like there was nothing about him in there. The divine combo cards being upgraded for defense, and skill 2 being boosted now instead of skill 1, when his skill 2 is better damage wise than skill 1. And then on top of that, it was like one more thing that I was trying to think of. Well, just a lot of these other a lot of the other DPS still benefit a lot from this guy's I'm just gonna click on news and then heroes. A lot of the DPS still benefit a lot from his Photon Bomber, you know, just being able to put them all in like a certain section. A lot of these guys now like all have offensive ults that can benefit from being dragged into the middle, like Goku's Spirit Bomb, Super Saiyan 3 Goku's Dragon Fist, Bojack's ultimate, you know, like Photon Bomber is still a really decent one. So I would say that Vegeta would definitely be in the decent slot. Next we could just genuinely put, you know, I'm just gonna put Zamasu here, I think. What are the other, let's go back to the tanks. What are the other options here? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say this, because like, as much as I want to put like Cell on the same, I don't know. I think you could definitely argue. No, I would say that Cell needs buffs ASAP. The main issue with Cell is just that he needs better early game, but we'll talk about him more in a second, right? Zamasu, unfortunately, it is like sort of a situation where he was both nerfed and buffed, because skill 2 is not as good as skill 1. It still does like an okay amount of damage, but it's definitely not as much as skill 1, and it's definitely not as much as skill 3. So the worst skill being boosted now does hurt him a bit, but at the same time, it's like those divine combo cards, when they have it where you're just overall, and that's what Zamasu's about, right? His overall survivability just went up, because now you're able to just get more and more defense. So you're able to wait until you are able to use your body regeneration more, and able to just increase that amount of survivability, I would say is pretty nice. That being said, I don't know. I still feel like he's still not in a good position. Like he's still like only good. Like I think you could argue him being in the needs buffs ASAP tier. And that's and then same thing with Baby. Well, let's go ahead and talk about all of them, right? So just go to here and then there. We'll pull up both of them and just talk about them in order. So let's talk about Cell first. Cell, he's so good on paper, but then you actually use him in game and he's just not doing too much stuff that he doesn't really impact the game until like mid and late game, and early game is still as important as mid and late game, right? Like he has the energy field, and this is really, really good for boss securing, because you just go as Cell, you basically just go into the middle of boss and you're like energy field, and then your teammates are able to secure boss because of that, because a lot of the best secures Kamehameha and just like energy beam type moves are all going to be nullified because of this, because he just gains immunity, right? And then once you actually get the duel, it's also just like a decent thing because you get all defense applied to yourself. You lock other enemies from being able to help that person that's in that ring. And it's just like really nice, right? Like other people can also come into the barrier as well and help out the people with Cell. But it's just like that's kind of the best thing about him. His regeneration is just too small, I would say. Like even in this showcase, right? Like they show that he went from like half a bar of, like look at how much health he had, right? He went from like 20% health to 40%. And that's with the enemy not even using like any sort of ability. That's just from getting punched. Like it is just not a good move. It could help you, but it's not like that decent. His skill 1 and skill 2 though are both pretty good. It's just that he doesn't have a lot of HP and a lot of the survivability that a lot of the other tanks on here have. Like Vegeta has the armor constantly being regenerated when he uses his skill 1 and skill 3. Cooler has the invincibility. Caulifla has the provoke. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has fucking every single skill possible. But it's like Cell doesn't have too much other than just regeneration. His health early game sucks ass. His bioenergy does jack shit until you basically turn perfect form. And yeah, you can turn perfect form before level 7, but good luck. Like it's so easy to bully early game Cell. And that's kind of sad because Cell is, I played Cell and he is a very fun character, but he definitely does feel like a tank that just needs like just a slight adjustment to be put into something like decent. Like he just needs a couple of the stuff increased. He can, like his raid smash though is like really decent for just securing kills though. That is definitely something that's really nice. And in his big bang crash, having it where it applies movement speed down can pick off enemies like in the combo of both of these. So again, he was also another person who was kind of buffed with the skill 2 buff and then also just the divine combo cards. But even still, I think he needs buffs overall. Baby's another character that it's like, ugh, right? Like it's just he's not too good. I feel like he just needs like an overall adjustment. The fact that his second skill is completely worthless until it's maxed out, but because of the fact that it needs to be maxed out to be decent, like you just don't ever prioritize it. His finger blitz barrage just feels it feels definitely nice early game, and then you get to late game and it feels like it hits like a fucking feather, dude. It does jack shit. So he already, like, he has this, which is pretty nice early game, but then bad late game. This, which I feel like early game, mid game, and late game is all really, really decent. You really have to watch out with combinations with this guy, like with Topo, and just other, like Deborah. Sometimes you have to really know that you cannot try and fight this guy because of the fact that he is constantly being able to heal the ally that he's in. But it like I said, I think he just falls off like a massive cliff. Also, the possession of enemies is actually worthless. Like it does nothing. It does nothing, dude. There has not been a single time where like there's no cool baby clips where like a guy gets possessed and he's like, oh fuck yeah, no, I'm inside Goku Spirit Bomb. Like there's nothing, right? And speaking of which, his ult, oh, is so bad. It is so bad, dude. Like it just does not do enough damage. And it's like, if the attack hits an enemy hero, the damage of the skill will increase the next time it is used. Like, what? You will receive additional HP depending on the number of enemies hit by your attack. It's like, okay, the attack doesn't even do that much. I feel like it's more of like a battle finisher or a battle starter where you can just do like a decent amount of damage to a lot of enemies within the thing. Within like a team fight. Like it's an okay team fight, but like his super attack is just not as good as a lot of these other tanks. Like Vegeta's thing, his ultimate is like impossible to miss, right? Because of how big the range is late game. Cooler's, for example, brings enemies closer to it, and that way the DPS can help hopefully secure kills. Vegeta's is pushing enemies back. Caulifla's, which doesn't do enough damage early game, but it still has it where it constantly applies provoke to allow Caulifla to live a lot of these situations. And it's like Babies just does nothing. Babies does not do enough compared to all of these characters. You know? I think that's like the last tank though, right? Yeah. So this is the tank rankings. You can maybe move Zamasu to good. You can maybe move Cell to good as well. But I'd honestly rather just see buffs of these characters before I would call them good. Like these are the characters that I think I would want tank wise to get buffs to go and be in decent tier, right? Like Vegeta needs to be nerfed into the ground. And like if Super Saiyan Vegeta, I think is like a pretty decent overall character. Maybe these characters get like minimal nerfs, but Vegeta gets like a minimal buff. But these guys are the ones that I feel like need the buffs the most, and that's why I can't necessarily put like one into good, because I really would like some of these guys to get buffs. Let's go ahead and look at technical, because that's like the next one. We're going to start with, we'll go ahead and start with the best, and it's just going to be Gohan. This guy is unchanged. He makes so many characters look good DPS wise, and he can make some toxic combos. Gohan and Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan and Gammas, Gohan and any fucking DPS in this game, and Gohan is gonna kill them because of the stun on his 2, his energy, or the Leave This to Me giving the energy up while also giving enemies the energy defense down, and also counting as a teleport, so it can really be used as like a getaway option for this guy. His ultimate being pretty decent as well, because you also not only give yourself a temporary buff of getting strike defense up, but you also have it where you're getting strike attack up to allies within the AoE for a limited time, and then your shattering beam stuns and does a decent damage. And it's like you pair it with any DPS, you do this, and that's it, they're dead. Like any character in the game, you hit skill 2, you hit skill 4, that's it, goodbye, bye bye. Like it's so toxic, right? His Masenko is probably the only thing that is just not good about this character. Like it exists. Also, again, defense cards going up, and the skill 2 boost. What's his best skill? Skill 2. So now that skill 2 is his best damaging move, and also just the best move for this guy in general, the fact that it got a boost instead of the Masenko, and you want to really prioritize his second skill, like it's almost like he got buffed in certain ways, and it's funny, but it's Toshi, so of course Gohan looks broken. Oh my god, hands up in the air. What can I say? Next we have, I'd say Hit. Hit is like could be best with divine draws, because you get the clouds, you get the Spirited Away, and he's so fucking annoying to deal with. His ultimate is also just like I think he needs to be nerfed because of it. His ultimate is just, it's too broken. I think Gohan also needs to be nerfed, by the way, just like as a heads up. But dude, his ultimate is just so fucking stupid. Oh yeah, I'm applying fear of death. I'm applying movement speed down. I'm obscuring your vision. I'm killing you. I'm going around you. I'm doing 3,000 hits against you. This is the fuck you move. Like, this is why. Like, this is what separates the best characters and like the could be best with certain divine draws from like the decent. It's the bullshit factor. And Hit has so many bullshit factors on him that it is insane. He's good for backdooring. He's good for securing. He's good for team fights because of his super attack. He's good for just helping out in general. He's just too good. He's too good. He's really too good. It's hard to just put into words how good Hit is. Next we have. Trying to think. You know what? I am going to put. I'm gonna put Gotenks. Yeah. Dude, it's like it's so hard. Okay, because like this is my dilemma, if you will. It's these three characters that it's hard to really grasp how decent they are. But the thing is that like Gotenks was nerfed, but he wasn't even like nerfed to a point of being obscure. The only thing is that like his Galactic Donut, even with it being boosted now because of skill 2, it's not like an insane thing. You could still use it for stuff like boss. Like pushing people towards boss, and then like Goku just uses like Spirit Bomb, and then whoa, poof, like it just like kills everyone in the range because of it. But it's really hard to say. Gotenks does have the bullshit factor because of Vegeta though, because you could just chain the stuns with him. You know, I'm gonna put him. But he's not best with divine draws, and that's what kind of like holds me back. But his super start, because like you do the super start with like ghosts, and it is like a different game. You're just like chasing people. The ghosts just chase you so fucking much, dude. He has too many bullshit factors, I would say, because his 3, his 1, and his 4 are all busted as hell. I think I am going to put that. I think I'm gonna put him in and could be best with certain divine draws, and the certain divine draw is just it's just super start. The reason why I'm not gonna put Boo or Android 17 in this, and we're we'll start off with Boo first. He got like a really good buff, and he got a decent amount of survivability buffs because of the divine combo cards getting buffed as well. But I would say the main issue with Boo now is the fact that skill 2 boost does not increase the healing ray. So if you get that, you just can't, like, you just don't benefit from it. And because of it, even on what is it called? Like even Gotenks, Hit, and Gohan and 17 to like an extent can all benefit from the damage boost, but genuinely it does not impact Boo's performance at all. And that's the reason why I think that he's just indecent. Like he's still really, really good though. It's not like he's not fallen off at all, I would say. He just is not as good as the other ones, I would argue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave him here. His candy rate can be really, really good though. But like, what other support ult isn't really good late game? 17, he got like a massive boost, but just because of the way that 17 is, just base kit wise, even with the boost, it doesn't really like change too much. Like he's in a decent spot. He doesn't need buffs per se. It's more so just that the other supports need to be nerfed, you know. It's like the same reason why I was saying that with Vegeta earlier. It's like these guys are good. It's just that the other characters need to go down to them, but they're in a decent spot right now. I think that the android barrier, having it where like you get the movement speed up, the fact that the android barrier went from like 1.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds for the shield, the counter barrier also being increased as well. All of that stuff was pretty nice, right? His barrier knuckle though, it's not that good. The range of it is too small for it to be a decent ability. Like you can use it to stagger people on top of the movement speed down, but it's just like, I don't know. They don't have the bullshit factor as much as the other characters. Like Boo can have it, but it's just that the divine draws don't really benefit him. The other oh yeah, I forgot to say it. We'll come back to Boo for a second, right? The other thing too is that like the super skill doesn't like really affect this either. It really does suck. It's it is what it is though at the same time. Because you just get strangle gun on that guy. But like he's really good. Like these guys are not bad in any way, right? Next we just have like, isn't it just, oh, Frieza. That's right. Frieza's also another character that I would say got impacted a lot. Because his health is so small, dude. His health is so small that like late game it is really hard to I don't know. It's like it's like you could just like, there's so many other characters that counter this guy. It's really hard to say that he was as dominant as he was previous season. And also his skill boost 1 now being swapped out for the Doria for skill boost 2. Oof. Like the Zarbon having the like super start can still do a lot of stuff, but I also feel like over time people are now paying attention. Hey, let's not just leave Zarbon sniping us the entire time. So yeah, I would still say that. I would still say that he's decent. I don't think he needs to be adjusted in any way. It's just the other people need to come down a bit. What is that? Is that everyone now? No. We have Krillin. Yeah, it's just Krillin. So Krillin is a person who needs buffs. Is there anyone who I would put in good so far? Maybe 17. I'll leave him. I'll leave him for now. But yeah, Krillin needs buffs. I think that it was kind of sad that he wasn't adjusted in any way. Like his energy mines being able to be seen when now a lot of the stuff is just energy blasts. It's like the energy blast meta. Like you're not going to really be hit by mines more often than not. It's like something that it just needs to be adjusted. I think what they need to do is have it where energy mines just can't be seen when it's being placed at all, because people can still see it for the set amount of time, and then once it's able to be activated, that's when you can't see it anymore. So it's like there's no element of surprise with the mines if you're setting them, unless you set them like ahead of time, you know. His second skill is okay though. His third skill is just so bad. And his Destructo Disc, it's also like another okay ability, I would say. But like compare Destructo Disc to like Frieza's ultimate that is just unavoidable, decent damage, lowering the attack of everyone in the field. 17's ultimate of putting a shield around everyone, stopping the health restoration of the enemy team, dealing damage, and there's so much stuff that comes with the 17 ult. Healing the all of your allies, turning the enemies into candy with the Boo ultimate. Gotenks making it where it's dealing decent damage, and then the last hit is making it where you just can't fucking play the game. Gohan having it where he's stunning the enemy for a certain amount of time, having it where he is doing like a decent amount of damage. Like Krillin's ultimate is just like damage. That's it. Like it doesn't pressure the people at all. Is what I'm trying to say. It's not as good as the other ones. And that's why I think that he needs like a very big boost. He's the one who needs adjustments. And it is pretty funny because he was a Project's multi fucking demon, and then he's gone now. But that's all the technicals. Lastly, we will talk about all the DPS, and my god, we have a lot. All right, guys, we're gonna have to allow my bias to show a little bit. Well, what can I say? What do you want me to say? Super Saiyan Goku is still top 2. No matter what you want to say, he is still top 2. Even with him being nerfed even more. Where is he? Where is the nerf? Even with Super Saiyan Goku's second or third time being nerfed now, he is still top 2. He wasn't like nerfed into the ground or anything. Like his second skill does decent damage, and you still have other cards that can help a lot as well. I think the reason why they did that, why they adjusted his second skill, was because skill boost 2 being a thing now, and then on top of it, World King also being adjusted as well to just do like so much more of a boost, that I think it had to be adjusted, because they probably knew that it was gonna be very, very insane just being able to like spam it if you use something like what is it, backstab, right? Where's the buff? Here it is, like that one. Like World King is just gonna make this, that guy looks so much more insane, right? So like you just make up the damage a lot with that. You pair it with Kaioken, it just does so much damage, man. But his Spirit Bomb is still good for boss securing. His Meteor Hammer is still good for getting out of situations, going into situations, dealing decent damage, staggering enemies, even if it's just for like a small little period of time. It can still mess up a lot of people doing their combos. Kamehameha still just doing a decent amount of burst damage. Kaioken being able to be used to get into situations, get out of situations, giving you boosts, having it where you can buff all of your other abilities, right? He's still good. And his Violent Rage is not really talked about too much, but it is really nice to see. And something that also happens a lot too is if you have something like the medical respawns and you revive the person who died, you still keep your Violent Rage buff. So the boost that you get from Violent Rage is pretty significant, by the way. I think it was like a 1.5 or a 2 times boost in your damage. Like, it's so fucking good, man. His Spirit Bomb late game is fucking, the damage of it is massive. The AoE is massive. Like, it, excuse me, I just like choked on my spit a little bit there, but he's good. He's good. Sorry guys, I was slurping on it a little bit, my bad. But yeah, he's very decent. And the other person, oh my god, it's so funny because I think I placed him in either decent or like could be best the last time, but fucking A, man. When my main problem with Gammas was their survivability beforehand, because like Gamma 2, let me just pull it up real quick. Gamma 2 was like he still has such a small amount of HP that if you're not careful with him, he can definitely just die pretty. He can die pretty fast. Like his HP is really, really small, right? But now that you can get a permanent 30 defense, where is it, dude? Like I always keep not being able to find it. It's right here. Now that you're able to get a permanent 30 defense boost because of build up, it helps out a lot because you get this, you get solid barrier, and now what used to be like a thing that you had to be worrying about, now it just doesn't matter. Now the Gammas are unkillable because they just do the Gamma Impact. They have this massive shield, And then while that shield is still there, until it's gone, you can just keep spamming the Gamma Strike, and then boom, you go back to Gamma Impact, and then you just get that shield back again. The Gamma's shield that they get from Gamma Impact is the same thing as their cooldown. Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's so silly. All of their abilities are pretty decent as well. The special pose, having it where it could stagger enemies for like a really good amount of time, so other allies can do the damage while, like, let's count how long this is, right? 1, 2, it's like 2.5 seconds maybe, but the amount of time that that they're stunned just allows for so much people to get boss secures. It can allow people to snipe the people who are in there, and while the Gammas aren't able to move themselves, the allies can do help out while this is in effect, right? And the core breaker is very decent for boss secures, especially late game too, and just a decent amount of damage as well to just all allies. Like, yeah, it's a move you can only do once, but it's nice. It's still like a decent, it's almost like a comeback mechanic in a sense, or just like a decent like boss secure, and it's so good, man. It's so good. The Gammas are so good. Very, very good. What else? I need to go back. Bojack, dude, Bojack buffs. Oh my god, dude. His skills come out faster. His skill 2, Cosmic Bloom, when you pair it with something like Psycho Thread, like all that does massive damage. Skill 2 boost also going on Cosmic Bloom now. Like, his skill 1 doesn't feel like it does enough damage even now, but his Cosmic Bloom paired with his Psycho Thread and like skill 2 boost or even Superstar, like, it's just so much. His super attack, even though it wasn't touched, it's still like a decent boss securing move. His Galactic Assassin like passive is also nice. It's not like a big deal, but it's still like an added bonus. But overall, just the amount of buffs that he got just make him such a powerful person. The thing I would say that stops him from being in best characters is just the fact that he doesn't really have an escape, right? Like, the Gammas can just spam their 1 to try to get out as fast as possible, or use like their ultimate to just buy time, use the other move to get the Gamma 1 move to get the shield. Like, you don't really have any escape option with Bojack. There's no defensive play you have with him, and that's the thing that kind of sucks. Then we also have Daima Goku. He is a person, again, who could be in the best characters. It's just with certain divine draws. Having it where he's just kind of unaffected. The amount of damage that you do when you pair the Pansy Bomb and the Goryo Bomb, it doesn't matter if it's a skill 1 boost or skill 2 boost, it still does the exact same amount of damage. So again, he's kind of unaffected in that way. And he's just like a little fucking rat, dude. He's still very, very decent, even though he did get like a small nerf. And that's also another reason why I think that he's probably not as good as these characters. Because he had, where is it? His damage was decreased by 150 on his actual damage, and then the explosion damage went from 1,600 to 1,250. So he lost like 400, 500 damage overall there, versus someone like, again, Super Saiyan Goku, who only lost 120. You know, that's a big change for this guy. And I think that did hurt him just a bit, you know. Like, he's still crazy and he still can look like the best because of all of his abilities, his power pole dance being a good escape option, his 1 and 2 combo just being decent, his swift spark being a good kill secure while also just being a good boss secure. Like, it's an overall just really, really good move, right? It's sad. Like, he just just fell a little bit. What do we have next? I'd say we can start going into no Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He still needs nerfs, in my opinion. He like, it's so funny. He didn't get nerfed. Like, let's be fucking for real for a second. He did not get nerfed. his damage, first hit damage went down by 300 damage, right? But then the follow-up attack damage went up across the board. For every single tick, you take 40 tick more damage. And then at the end, it's 10 more damage. But because he only lost 360 on the first hit at max, it just doesn't matter, in my opinion. And they made it where the move you're going to do more often than not, right? The instant transmission Kamehameha was nerfed even less. It went from 960 to 720. So you only lose, what, 240 damage from that? So it's like, again, it's just something that I don't know how this has impacted, but it's something that is just so fucking stupid. You could say that he was nerfed. They put it in the nerfed category. I don't think he was necessarily nerfed. His skill 2 still is sucks. His Dragon Fist is still obscenely stupid with how instant the damage can be and all of that. He still suffers a little bit late or early game just because you can't get your ultimate until you're level 7. The Super Kamehameha isn't really insanely broken until you have it maxed out, but he is just a late game god and like an okay like starter, you know, is what I would say. Oh yeah, Piccolo. I'm gonna put him in decent. I would want to put him in could be best with certain divine draws, but like the issue with Piccolo is that he has the light grenade, and like when you have this super started, it can be really nice, but again, he's kind of like the Boo of DPS in my opinion, where it's like if you know what to do and you're like constantly getting on top of Piccolo, he's so fucked. Because his only escape option, the Demon Whip, it can't be used if you have someone block like wherever Piccolo is trying to go, you know? And until it gets like to level 3 or something, it just doesn't have the range that I would really appreciate. His skill 1 is very decent though. His special beam cannon is very good. His skill 2 being boosted though now it's just like whatever. I don't think it's a decent ability in my opinion. I think it's just okay. But his special beam cannon and his light grenade can be very good for boss secures, for just dealing decent amount of damage. I've used the light grenade a lot of times to be able to secure things like Kai. You can use things like the special beam to secure Kai if you desperately need it. His opening move towards victory though is really nice for like just lowering your cooldowns a lot. Like, man, I played Piccolo a lot more recently, and he gets some of his cooldowns so fucking fast. Like his cooldowns are like a little bit higher than usual because of the fact that he can get them back with his passive. But even still, if you play him decently, like he can look like a fucking monster. It's just that the divine draws do not really impact him in any way, you know, other than like, again, Superstar. But what character isn't affected by Superstar, you know? What else is there? Kale Berserk. She's another character that's just like decent, I would say. She has, I think, the lowest health for a DPS character. Her skill boost now being on 2 also makes it where she's not as strong as she was before, but she's still pretty decent. It's just that she's the biggest parts about her aren't as strong because that skill boost 1 being gone. Because like the skill 1 and skill 3 was just like a super deadly combo. It still is. It's just not as deadly as before. Because there's no chance of you getting a skill 1 boost or a skill 3 boost, of course. And the skill 1, or not skill 1 and skill 3. The skill 3 and skill 2 is not like a thing that like necessarily is like crazy. But her ultimate can definitely pick off some people. The main issue I would say about her is that we look at a lot of the other DPS inside of these categories, and she feels like a person whose ultimate is like supposed to pick people off per se, and her kit is like pick people off per se. But then once you get into like a big team fight, Super Saiyan 3 Goku's doing a better job, Bojack is doing a better job, Super Saiyan Goku Gammas are doing a better job, the Daimos are doing a better job, even Piccolo in certain situations can do a better job at doing those jobs better, right? So that's why I would probably put them in the same tier. Like they're both okay. They're not, I don't think either of them needs to be adjusted in any way. Who else? Who else? Dude, I want to put Oob in the decent tier, but I think he's just good. Cause like he's not bad. He's not a person who needs buffs. He could use like minimal buffs. You know, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna put needs minimal buffs. Because he's just like he's just slightly under what needs. He's just slightly not. He just needs like a little too lean, I would say. Because his skill 1 doesn't do much damage, and it's kind of like the same thing that I was like arguing with Baby and stuff. He just does not do enough damage with it at all. His skill 2, it's so funny. So he creates the shockwave for a second time. The rush attack will be increased. The range of the rush attack will skill 3 will increase. He gets the unstoppable effect, but it just lasts so small. It doesn't last enough for how big the cooldown is. His shooting chaser can be like a pretty decent ability, and same thing with his cyclone burst. But it's just like he just needs like a small buff overall, I would say. Just like a little bit of stat increases across the board to be as good as Piccolo, to be as good as Kale. He has it where like what is it, the team rush go can make him look pretty decent, but like if you don't have that divine draw, he just needs minimal buffs, I would say. no, that's not, we're not going to talk about that yet. I would also put Trunks in the needs minimal buffs, because overall he's like the good stuff about him is his damage. His 1 has such a long range while also being a kill secure, while also just having a not instant, but it is like compared to something like Kamehameha where you can like try to walk out of it, for example. Buster Sword, you see it and it's like Piccolo's 1. Like you just get hit by it and you're like, fuck, I couldn't do nothing. Like there was no reaction I could have done there. Right? Same thing with his skill 2 and his burning attack. I would say is just like the thing that needs the buffs the most. But in genuinely it's just that his cooldowns and his health is too low and his cooldowns are too high. If both of those were adjusted, he would be really, really decent though. 18, why did they do this, dude? Look at this shit. Where is it? Where's 18? This is so fucking stupid. Why did they do this? They said that it was adjusted. No, she needs to go back to being buffed a little bit. She lost late game potential to get like a small amount of early game potential. Why did she lose her Destructo disc when at late game she sucks? Not she sucks, but assassin type characters are just not going to be as good as some of these other DPS. So when the assassin type character does worse late game, like why would they do that? They should have just been 2-2-3. Her ultimate could be such a really good like pick off mechanic. Her Excel dash, when you just like zip through people. Her lightning step dealing a decent amount of damage. Her Destructo disc being another kill secure if someone's running away. Like she has a lot of stuff to make her good about her, but it's only early game, I would say. And that's the issue with her, is that she falls off so much late game because there's other people who are able to do all the damage that she does, but to everyone. So she needs buffs. She does. It doesn't, it's not like too much, but they need to bring back her third destructo disc on level 3. And they need to figure out what to do with her, because man, it's not what it needs to be. Why did they do this, dude? This was like an actual fucking like spit in the face to 18 fans. I cannot believe it. Next we have God of Destruction Topo. This guy is honorary poop jack. No, I'm putting him in need buffs ASAP. He like falls off a cliff once it's late game. He's an early game monster because of the fact that he's doing a lot of this damage, right? And applying like a lot of these damage over time abilities, and when you put him bottom lane, he can look like a pretty decent guy. But then you start getting from 2v2 to 4v4 fights, and this guy just goes down like a fucking rock. Because, well, actually no, let me pull that back up. What are the best DPS right now? Super Saiyan Goku, whose second ability completely cancels out Topo's his counter. Gohan, who stops his counter. Vegeta, who stops his counter. I don't think Gammas have like a stop ability per se. Like they could shield themselves, but Gotenks, who stops the counter. Hit, who stops the counter. Cooler, who stops the counter. Caulifla, who she doesn't really stop the counter. These guys don't really have stuns per se, but you guys get what I mean. A lot of the top characters in the game that you're going to be seeing every single fucking game, guess what? They all stop Topo's counter, and that's the best part about him because of how much damage it does. It's why you have to really be careful early game, right? But his ult, I would say, is pretty decent, especially for a boss securing it. It's like Super Saiyan Goku's ultimate, but it comes out a lot faster, and it deals a bit amount of damage less than something like Super Saiyan Goku's ultimate. It's just mostly that you just have to keep applying the damage over time, and that's like his whole shtick, right? You have to keep applying the damage over time. And when a lot of these other, like burst is always going to be the meta, and that's the reason why the Topo just needs buffs. Lastly, we have honorary poop jack tier with Deborah. It's so funny. I've seen so many people tell me Deborah is back. This guy's so good. He's so good. No, he's not. There's so many times you get the stone spit and this guy just does not kill, dude. He just does not kill. Oh my god. His Doom's Ray, like look at all of the buffs that this guy got, and nothing, like he genuinely feels like he got worse after the buffs. Like it is so fucking funny. Where is he? Where's Deborah? Here we go. He got one of the biggest buffs in this patch. He had it where his Evil Flame got more movement speed decrease. His Darkness Spear had the movement speed self-inflicted one from just 4 seconds across the board instead of just 3, 4, 5. Again, let's get this guy late game. His no vanishing step applied to enemy heroes. Guess what? Again, it's just a thing that just went from 3, 4, 5, and it just hurt him late game. The thing that fucking sucks about him. And it just got worse in that position, right? But you might be going, your boy Mike, why would you put him in the honorary poop jack tier? Why is Topo better? Why is 18 better? Why are all these people better? Well, let me tell you something. What is Deborah supposed to be doing, right? He is a again assassin type character who is supposed to be killing people and picking them off one by one. When one of the biggest mechanics in this game is bosses, and this guy does jack shit other than his ultimate to bosses, when a lot of these other characters can secure bosses easier, can do damage to bosses easier, what is Deborah doing? Nothing. He does nothing. His Evil Flame does nothing to bosses. His Doom's Ray does a small amount of damage to bosses. His Darkness Spear does nothing to bosses. His Evil Blast is so bad. The other like abilities do more. So he sucks everywhere across the board. There's people who do better assassin type stuff. There is people who secure bosses better. There's people who do more damage better. There's people, everything that Deborah does, every role can do better. He has nothing that he is excelling at. And that's the thing that sucks about him. Because like at least 18 is a better assassin type character. At least Topo has his ultimate that can deal decent damage, and he's pretty good early game. And his counter and all that stuff has like all that stuff about him, right? Kale is still pretty busted. Piccolo has his special beam and his first ability to help deal damage to bosses and secure bosses. Deborah has nothing. Fuck you, Deborah. You're hold on. Let me hold on. Is there a way to, isn't there a way to like put that you want to, wait, hold on. Add a row above. There we go. Look at this. This is my list. Fuck you, Deborah. You piece of shit. But that is all the time we're going to spend on this one. What do you guys think of my tier list? What would you guys adjust? What would you guys change? Looking back at it, I think I overall like this. I think that every argument that I've made has been pretty good for these characters, and I hope that I was able to articulate the reason why I felt a lot of the ways for a lot of this stuff the best. But either way, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.